This begins my notes on number sense with counting concepts and strategies. The Egyptian and Roman numerals help me understand how to show the difference in place value, how Egyptian isn't having a place value where the letters can go wherever, and Roman numerals has a place value where it's specifically the letters mean a certain number in the way that they're set up. The tray task also showed about place value or ones, tens, hundredths places. These are properties for addition: commutative, associative, distributive, and the examples of word problems for those types of problems. Here is the different kinds okay, so here is for addition, the strategies, the model type, which is like the tens blocks, the open number line, the mental strategies, the base 10 numbers, and the standard. And this really helped because I saw a lot of students when I was in field using these strategies, especially the base 10 models and the open number line, which I was surprised because I never heard about the open number line before, or I don't remember it. And this is the same with subtraction with the 10 blocks, the open number line, the mental strategies, base 10, and the standard. I was also surprised for in field, a lot of my students knew the standard as like the way that their parents do math. So like they understood it because they saw their parents doing it and their parents taught it to them. But instead of like carrying the one, like we say, and making it subtracting 14, it's really subtracting they don't consider it like if subtracting 2 minus 1 would be 1, and then getting rid of that 1, they don't think of it as 42 and 91. They see it as 4 and 9, which I also always saw, so it's like important to keep that in consideration when you're teaching a standard. This is multiplication, the complete number, the compensation, partitioning, traditional, partitioning by tens and ones, the partial product, cluster problems, and traditional. Division I found really helpful because division has always been kind of harder. So the low stress technique was really interesting because it just made it a lot easier. Instead of thinking how 6 can go into 294, you can just think of whatever number you know 6 can go into and keep working up from there. And with the improper fractions, not fractions. This is also my notes for the addition, well, I guess subtraction, the partial difference, the expanded form, and the subtract across 0. And my notes for I have a place value notes, the handout we got, just summarizing the different types of place value, how it's 10 symbols, 0 to 9. Each place holds only one symbol, and place value is a huge thing for children to grasp so they can understand multiplication, addition, decimal points, fractions. And then my decimal notes, I have the estimation strategies, the different kinds of front end, the range, with a lower and upper, so you have two different numbers, and the rounding making it like the closest, which one it's closest to, which I was helping my students with the 4 or less stays the same, 5 or more change the name. And this just explains how to use the base 10 blocks and the grid, the number line and estimation, and the proportional reasoning, and how proportional is multiplicative and non-proportional is additive. So proportional in a way that 10 to 20 is equivalent to 20 to 40. So it would keep multiplying as in multiplicative. But if it was increasing by 15, adding instead of timesing, it wouldn't be proportional because you just keep adding 15 instead of making it proportional by multiplying. My decimal, I have the double number line with the percent of fat, and this one is $80 on sale for $37, so you can just see how you keep breaking it down until you get to the 37 and see how much percent that would be, along with like the percent tip. Along with on my iPad, I have the examples of rounding or estimating, different types of problems, and how that would work. And estimation, like a definition of facts you know mentally in less than 60 seconds. So it should be a quick, easy way for students to understand instead of like sitting there with their paper and pencil.